What's going on, people? I hope everybody is cool. So I wanted to hop on here real quick, man, and just give my 2 cents on this video that I recently came across of a guy and a woman talking about what is a top tier man and what is not a top tier man. Okay, and this is something that's been going around for a minute, right? A high value and what's not high value, etc. And they both gave their inputs as to what a top tier man was and what a top tier man wasn't. I'm going to talk about this because I believe it's something that we can learn from it. So I'm going to play the clip and then I'm going to be back with my commentary. Check it out.
Modern day women just don't qualify for the top tier men, and that is the truth.
You believe you're a top tier man? By what standard?
I'm 6'4", only about what? 8% of the entire world is 6'4". I make well over 100K a year. And I'm black at that if you add that on. So just if we're speaking about those figures, the things that women are attracted to, no, I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but I'll let you do the math.
Hold on, before we go, what's your math saying?
The conversation and the words that are coming out of the mouth of someone like you, I would never consider top tier. A top tier man is also a man that is extremely desirable by way of his character. A top tier man is a man who displays a certain level of intellect that allows him to consider other people. A top tier man, they lead with love, not with dictatorship, right? They don't want to control their woman. They want to gently lead their woman. A top tier man creates space for a woman to feel good about herself. A top tier man supports the dreams and the ideas of a woman. A top tier man prioritizes a woman. A top tier man is in leadership and working as hard as he is to give the woman the life of her dream.
And with all that stuff that you just said, that was just womanese talk.
Womanese is also 6'4", black, attractive. I don't know too many.
Okay, now you all just heard that, right? Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to replay the clip, but I'm going to stop at the mark that I feel my point needs to be expressed, and then I'm just going to rock out like that. So here we go. Number one, he said his height. Okay, he's 6'4". Okay, cool.
I'm 6'4", only about what? 8% of the entire world is 6'4".
Many women do seek after tall men. Well, but humans are so fragile and humans are so vulnerable to accidents that he can cross the street, get hit by a car and lose a leg, right? He can lose both legs, all right? An accident can happen and cause him to never walk again, right? And then how tall he is won't matter because he'll never be able to walk or stand up. But I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm actually being very serious about what I'm saying, right? So the height thing, that's another tangible physical trait that can definitely go away due to the fact that people are fragile, right? Number two, he said he makes over 100K a year.
I make well over 100K a year.
Okay, right there. Number two, he said he makes over 100K a year. Well, whatever he does, he can get fired, right? And his money can decrease. Right? If he runs a business, the business can get slow and money can start to get funny. If he does YouTube, the platform can be snatched away from him, right? Which could impact his income. So the 100K a year thing, that's another physical, tangible thing that can be touched and that can definitely change if something happens, right? Let's keep it moving.
And I'm black at that if you add that on.
Okay, right there. He also said he is black. All right, cool. I'm black. I'm very happy to be black. I wouldn't want to wake up nothing else but black. Nobody can change the fact that they are black. But with that being said, being black is another physical attribute that he named, right? Because something can still happen to him that alters his appearance, right? Something can happen because humans are very fragile, right? Accidents occur every day. So he can get caught in a fire, anything, and then that won't matter. Okay. So everything he named was vain. Basically, everything he said was vain. It was tangible. It was physical. That goes back to 1 Samuel 16:7, man, where it tells us that men, as in men and women, focus on the outward appearance. But God is more concerned with the heart of a person and your character. See, everything he said means something, right? But it means something to women who are more focused on the outward thing as opposed to the inner thing, which is why some women will settle for a dude who is rich, but he also goes upside their head, right? They'll go for a dude who looks good because he's pleasing to their eye, but then they will leave if that man gets into an accident that alters his appearance. Well, baby, I thought you said you loved me. Well, she didn't love you. She just loved the way you looked, right? And it's the same with men and women, okay? Because both men and women will do this, right? So basically everything he said was vain. It can go away in the blink of an eye. Let's jump to what she said. Let's check out her responses, and then I'll give my take as she goes along. Let's dive into it.
A top tier man is also a man that is extremely desirable by way of his character.
Okay. Now, she also said a top tier man is desirable by way of his character. Well, that's actually true. That's biblical, okay? Because the Bible tells you in Galatians 5:22-23 that your character should be the fruits of the Spirit, right? Well, what are the fruits of the Spirit? Okay. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. If a man or woman doesn't exercise the fruits of the Spirit, it would be best to probably fall back. All right, let's keep it moving.
A top tier man is a man who displays a certain level of intellect that allows him to consider other people.
Okay, she said a top tier guy is considerate of others. Well, that's also biblical because Philippians 2:3-4 clearly says to not be selfish and to value other people like yourselves, right?
A top tier man, they lead with love, not with dictatorship, right?
Okay, right there. She said a top tier man leads with love and not dictatorship. I would agree there. I would definitely agree there because many dudes want to lead women, but they want to lead women with cruelty. Okay, they want to do it harshly and be mean while doing so. If you go to Ephesians 5:25, it tells husbands to love your wife like Christ, like Jesus loved the church, right? And what did Jesus do for the church? Well, he gave his life for it, right? And there are also a lot of other scriptures that talk about how a man should love a woman, okay? And it has nothing to do with controlling, being harsh, being mean, and being cruel, all right? That's just something that mean people like to do. Let's keep it moving.
A top tier man creates space for a woman to feel good about herself.
Okay, now right there, she said a top tier man creates space for a woman to feel good about herself. Me personally, I don't get that. I don't understand that statement, is what I mean. It sounded articulate, it sounded intelligent, but I'm not sure what it meant. It's like, baby, let me give you your space so you can feel good about yourself. So were you feeling bad about yourself when I was around? Like, I don't understand that. But me personally, I wouldn't mind giving a woman space to do anything. I think space is good. Give people their space. Give people their me time, their friend time, their alone time, their time to go out and kick it and be by themselves and to do things, you know, that they want to do without you sometime. You know what I'm saying? Everything that they do, they shouldn't have to look up and see you coming. Give people their space. You know, every second you're calling. Everywhere they look, they see you. Everywhere they go, you go. You just want to be up around people. Give people their space. Give people some room to think about you, to miss you, okay? To keep the relationship afloat. All right. Stop sweating people. Stop hounding people. Stop thinking you run people. Okay. Many of y'all have turned relationships into ownerships. You don't own anybody. Okay, so give people their space to breathe and to live. All right. So then when they come back around you, it'll be like a new. Let's keep it moving.
A top tier man supports the dreams and the ideas of a woman. A top tier man prioritizes a woman. A top tier man is in leadership and working as hard as he is to give the woman the life of her dream.
Okay, right there, by supporting the dreams and ideas of a woman. You know, a man should definitely support the dreams and ideas of a woman. I can do that as long as your dreams and ideas are legal and ain't nobody going to the joint. Yeah, I said ain't. Okay, ain't nobody going to the joint. All right. A man who likes a woman should definitely prioritize her, but make sure your priorities are in check. You ever heard the term get your priorities straight? Okay. You don't prioritize a woman over your health. Right? You don't prioritize a woman over your well-being, but definitely make her a part of your priorities, and vice versa. A woman should not prioritize a man over her health or her well-being, but definitely make him a part of your priorities. You get what I'm saying? Let's keep it moving.
Top tier man is in leadership and working as hard as he is to give the woman the life of her dream.
And with
But I
all that
digress.
stuff,
Okay, right there. She said a top tier man is working to give the woman the life of her dream, right? Which again, if a man likes a woman, if a man loves a woman, he should show it, all right? But he should be working hard to provide for his family as well, support himself, and treat her well. It isn't just about giving her the life of her dreams, but also giving him the life of his dreams, okay? So that statement right there sounded kind of selfish, all right? Right? But I understand it, but it's a two-way street right there. And I'm gonna wrap this up, man. But basically, everything he said was stuff that can go away in the blink of an eye. All right. But he said it for women who care about vain stuff like that. All right. To the point that it dictates their decision-making skills. All right. Her statements, she was talking about women like Claire Huxtable. She was talking about what women like Claire Huxtable may be seeking. She was talking about what women like Thelma from Good Times may be looking for. Or Gina from Martin. Y'all remember when Martin lost his job and Gina was like, don't trip. I don't care. I got you. I'll pay for it. We don't have to, you don't have to worry about this, and trying to give him money and everything. And he was like, man, I'm down and out. I don't have anything to give you. And she's like, I don't care about that, Martin. I don't care about things, etc. When he proposed to her and he was like, I don't have anything to give you. And she was like, I don't care about stuff, Martin. She's talking about women like that. Okay, she's talking about women like Vivian Banks, okay, who was with Philip Banks when he was broke, didn't have anything, and yet she still stayed there, probably while other men were in her face, right? So she was talking about women from that caliber. Dude was talking about a different caliber of women who care about vain things. I'm not going to name any names. I'm not here to put anybody down, etc. But he was talking about women that care about vain stuff, secular things, and worldly things. See, back to his height. If he loses his height, then he loses her, right? Well, how can you lose your height? Well, like I said earlier, human beings are vulnerable. He can get into an accident and become paralyzed, right? He can lose his legs due to a sickness, anything. He can be swimming somewhere, get bit by something, and he got to get his limbs chopped off, anything. All of these things are physical attributes that can definitely go away, and they do diminish over time, and people do become played out with them, you know? When you get with somebody in the beginning, you're in the infatuation phase. But once the infatuation phase goes away, what do you have then? Huh? What do you have then? See, he also talked about him making $100K a year. Well, if he loses his job, if he loses his company, if he loses his business, right? If he loses the money, then he's lost her. Right? Well, baby, I thought you loved me. Well, she didn't love you. She just loved the fact that you had money. But now that the money is going away, now that the money is dwindling, she's dwindling, right? Because she wasn't there for you anyway. She was there for the money. That's why you hear about a lot of celebrities when they're on top, right? And when they're making all of this money, then they have the most beautiful woman, they're married, etc. But when their shine goes away, when they start to come down from the top, then suddenly there's a divorce, right? Suddenly there's a breakup, right? Because many people are not with you for love. They're not with you because they really like you. They're with you because of what you can do for them. Many people are just out to get what they can get for themselves. This is the way of the world. And then he also talked about him being black. Well, like I said, it goes back to something else that can go away, okay? Because something can alter his appearance, and then him being black won't matter. The only thing that'll matter is what she sees, okay? So that's another thing that's vain. So everything he said was just vain stuff that can go away in the blink of an eye. She said more things that were spiritual. She said things that actually mattered. Okay. Some of the things that she said actually mattered. He just said vain stuff. But again, many women care about what he said, but different calibers of women. And with that being said, man, it all falls back on one thing. It all falls back on one word, and that's love, right? True love, because as you get older, you can lose much of that physical stuff, right? You can lose much of that. And what keeps you with a person is love, right? Because once you start to lose all the physical attributes, then what do you have? Well, you got to fall back on something. You got to fall back on love. So to people out here seeking relationships and seeking companionship, and you seek something real and you want something solid and that has a foundation to it when it comes to relationship, you may want to seek something out that's true. You may want to seek something out that's actually worth seeking out. Okay? It'd be best to seek something long lasting as opposed to seeking something that will fade. And that goes for men too. Okay. Oh man, she fine. I love her. She fine. She just fine. I just can't stop looking at it, etc. Oh, she beautiful. Well, that's what the Bible tells you, that the beauty of a woman is vain, but a woman that fears God shall be praised. A woman that fears God shall be exalted. Okay. The beautiful stuff, cool, but the beautiful stuff can fade away. Right? And to those who are seeking relationships, and I'm going to end with this, to those who are seeking relationships, man, be careful about who you're letting in your life. All right. You're out here on dating lines and chat lines and, you're trying to meet people and people are lonely. I understand. Okay. We get it. But be careful about who you are letting in your life, because you go out here, you get with these people, man, and some of these people you just can't get rid of, man. All right. You can't get rid of them. All right. They don't go away. All right. Some of these people are wolves in sheep's clothing. When you first meet somebody, remember this. When you first meet somebody, many of the times you're meeting the representative. You're not meeting the real person. You're not meeting who that person really is. Okay. Because when you first meet somebody, everybody has on their best costume. Everybody is on their best behavior. Right. But as the time goes on, you start to see people for who they truly are. And some of these folks are monsters. Okay. Candyman ain't got nothing on them. Trust me. So be careful, man. Be careful about the people that you're letting in your life. You got to vet people. You got to test people. You got to see how people really are. Okay. But trust God. Keep praying. Keep going for your dreams and goals, man. And God will bring you what you're looking for, man. All right. Jesus Christ is Lord. Till next time, I'm gone. Peace.